Okay, guys, we're at 3.25 years on Dakhari's protocol with Kobe. And oh, you want to get in? You can get in the picture, Kobe. You got to come over here next to. We got to get. You got to get in the picture.
I just want to be here.
Okay, well, get over here so we can see you. I can't see you. You're not in the picture.
I want to be just here.
You want to be just. You want to be just right there.
I'm just moving.
You're just moving.
Okay, well, keep it quiet. Keep the game quiet. Okay.
Okay, guys. So I was just blown away. I'm recording, just so you know. I was just blown away with where Kobe is right now compared to where he is, where he started. And the fact is, that's exceptional. We have other clients on the protocol, and almost nobody has progressed as well as Kobe has, with the exception of Dakhari. Now, it's not to say that we haven't seen progress in other children, but the amount of progress over the amount of time is really, really exceptional. Yeah. So I want you to speak to Kelly. Like you mentioned, like where he is right now in terms of the ABA therapy and the speech therapy.
Yeah.
I need the charger.
So
you say please.
I keep forgetting. That's
so he got discharged from speech therapy. What was that? Like 2 years ago. Or a year ago? Therapy? Yeah, because he did it for a year and then he got discharged from it. But all the while he was still in ABA since he was 3, so about 3 years. And then recently, last month, because we go through Easter seals, and so every year they have
Evaluate him.
Yeah, to see if he qualifies for them to still pay for ABA. So this year, a couple weeks ago, yeah, he like went through the test, passed with like flying colors, and basically they said that pretty much he was ready to get discharged from ABA, and they think he would benefit more from either joining a sport or doing other social activities with other kids, with other like typical kids that are his age, because he was more so working on the social piece. Because everything else he would like master out of like immediately.
Right, and we saw earlier that he was reading and he's writing. I know he's doing math now. So he's pretty much at a typical point, not just with the education or the critical thinking, but also his behavior seems to be in a better space than it was last time. His language is, I don't even know, it's just amazing, you know. So he's just in a better space overall, you know.
Yeah, actually I picked him up from school yesterday, and his teacher pulled me aside. She was like, I just want to compliment on how well Kobe is doing. She was like, he raises his hand in class and asks questions, and she was like, he's just doing so well.
And when school started in September, he wasn't doing that. First grade.
And remember, we made a change to I remember we made a recent change to the drink, and it was stronger. And I think Kelly mentioned that it normally takes longer to get a reaction, but with this particular drink, the reaction came quicker. But so did the good stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so we're hoping that with the change that we made today, because there are some residual issues that we're seeing. Not many, but we believe that he can get healthier even still. You know, so hopefully that's what we'll see with the new drink that we've made. So what has it been like, guys, on this 3-year journey to get to this point where Kobe is?
The first year was an adjustment for sure. Like it got better with time, and
It got better immediately.
I mean, like getting consistent with it, like making these drinks every day, and
you fall into a practice of actually giving the supplements and the nutrients. How difficult was that? It was difficult for you to learn to do it every day, or?
In the beginning, because I remember, I think the first year I would start giving him his stuff at like 6 o'clock at night. Like it took me a while to get like a rhythm down. Now I make like a few days worth ahead of time to like go along with our schedule, and it just took a while to get used to. Like doing every day. But now it's just our
Second nature, yeah,
Well,
routine.
we had to do it in like tag team. Like, you know, he would buy all the stuff, stuff coming in the mail, and then we would get the information from you.
She makes
and
the
then
tea.
I would make the
Yeah.
tea, and then
I make
pass
the
along the
tea.
information to her. We'll have everything set up so when it gets to her,
It's a whole
she just
process.
go through the process like a chemist, you know.
Right.
But once she got the, like she said, the rhythm of it, what was for AM, what was for afternoon, was for PM. It was like that.
And he knows. He'll be like, I didn't have, like when he was with his dad, yeah.
Oh,
He
he
be on
tells on
it. Yeah, he be on it. Like, he gave me this late, or yeah, he be on it.
That's
He knows
now.
what he's supposed to take when.
But then you've
Yeah.
also been all over it where he's been like, well, why do I gotta take this? I don't
Oh,
want to
yeah.
take this no more.
Oh yeah, and he asked me, I gotta take this my whole life. Yeah, yeah.
That's now. But in the beginning, when we first started,
It was a fight. Like we would have
yeah,
to use
it was
a
a fight.
syringe
Yeah,
to squirt it
we
down
did.
his mouth.
We would have to use a syringe to get it in.
And was it worth all that trouble?
Oh, absolutely.
We just had the tenacity not to give up no matter what, you know, because when we saw the first, when you gave him that first drop and he started, he says a word, that was all it took, the light bulb
Yeah.
came on. And we didn't know, of course, it was going to be, you know, highs and lows because you have to balance it out for each kid, you know, body size. With
It's not
their
a
kid.
perfect.
It's not a perfect, no,
Yeah.
it's just like you have to have the dosages right.
Well, and I think I wanted to step back a little bit to go to the beginning, you know, when Kobe started slipping away, because Kobe was very smart, and
before.
you know, before he was even 2, he, you know, knew how to count. He knew, you know, what a hexagon was. He knew like all kinds of stuff, and you know, whether it was counting, knowing every variation of wheels on the bus, all that type of stuff. You know, when his injury happened, things just started slipping away. I mean, for example, we walked down the stairs every day. He used to count the stairs on the way down, and he stopped doing that. Then, you know, one day the wheels on the bus is on, and he's like looking like, well, I kind of know what's going on, but I can't verbalize. And then we noticed that, you know, he used to say things that became, you know, I think ekalela, where it's just I'm repeating
What I hear.
what I'm hearing. I can't form any thoughts.
You gotta understand
You
it.
say, do you want a bottle of milk? He'll say, do you want a bottle of milk? That type of a
You
thing.
understand it.
But the reason I went through all of that was, you know, because we know what he was and we saw him slipping away, but then we also know that September when we started on the protocol, it immediately started coming back. I mean, like, even before that first month was out.
Listen, to be honest with, when we gave Kobe the first dosage of the green drink here, I immediately noticed a change in him on the day we gave it to him. He was different already. So, I mean, he was just an incredible responder to the protocol. You know, so.
Right, and I'm going back to all of that because I remember starting in the beginning with the video saying, well, what do you want to get out of? You know,
Right.
just for him to be able to advocate for himself and ask questions and different things like that. And it's like, you know, it's like a hockey stick. I mean, it just went. But to your point, being a responder and knowing that it's, you know, very receptive to, you know, a drop of this, a drop of that,
Yes.
that type of thing. That's why, you know, the combination of everything where it's, you know, 1 drop of this, 3 drops of that, that type of thing is all so important, because if anything gets out of balance, and that's what, you know, we'll see now when we talked about, you know, just a change came in and it's like, okay, you go a couple of days, now he's emotional, he's like, you know, crying about stuff he wouldn't cry about. That type of thing is little subtle,
Yeah.
you know, changes, but it's the type of thing that, you know, what I have to commend you is just being tireless of trying to figure out what these combinations of all of these things are. And I was thinking about this the other day as the whole world is running around talking about CBD, CBD, CBD. You know, I remember when you say, hey, this is something that's on the protocol, you need to get that. CBD, what you talking about? I mean, that was like a bunch of years ago.
Right.
So that just, to me, shows how in tune you were,
Right.
you know, with this stuff. You know, where,
And the
you know,
combinations of it for the healing.
Well, you know, it's different because I have 2 boys that are affected. You know, and actually my daughter was somewhat affected, more like Layla was with the strep stuff in the pants. So because I have 3 children actually that are affected, I'm really motivated to see how well they can become, you know. And I just want to commend you guys for, you know, sticking to this. There have been some ups, there has been some downs. Kobe stopped talking at some point after we obtained language. We made a change on the protocol, and it took away his language for days at a time. I mean, that was an incredible setback. But you guys persevered through it, allowed me to figure out what the heck the problem was, and give me the time to do it. It took about 3 weeks.
And I have to laugh at that because I think I still have the video when we were going through some of that stuff, and it would just be like, you know, it's in there, but I can't get it out. And I just remember, you know, him going through a few hours not really talking, and then he's sitting in the clay bath, and then he's like, gee dang, the clay bath made me talk, you know, that type of thing, where it's all of these things, these little things that you research, but you know, all in all, I mean, it's miraculous. I mean, really nothing short of miraculous.
And it's a lot of different things. You guys, because I was looking in your cabinet, and you got tons upon tons of supplements. So it's a lot of stuff, you know, but it's
and that
all.
Could be discouraging to
About
some
30
people,
different
but-
things.
Actually, it's like 40 different things on the protocol.
Even drink.
Yeah, 'cause-
Oh, well, yeah, when you add, yeah.
Well, and then too, a lot of it, because you're only using a little bit or whatever, it's not like, you know, some
Right.
stuff you buy it on a regular basis, but other stuff, you know, you might buy it and it lasts for a
It'll
long
last a
time.
long time, yeah.
right. I mean, it's doable. The 40 supplements are doable, and more importantly, it's worth it. And then what Kobe's healing really says is that these children can be healed beyond what most people think, and that's the message that we're trying to get out. You know, so
And everybody's going to be at a different level.
yes.
But if people will persevere through the ups and the downs to figure out their child's combination, then you'll get the miraculous out of it.
Well, I think it's worth the fight. I mean, we can't promise that everybody will get to where Kobe is,
That's true.
but I think it's worth the fight, and I think everybody gets some level of healing. It may not be
Right, 'cause
his
it depends
level.
on where they were on the
Right,
spectrum.
it depends on how much injury they are,
And the age.
and the ages, and even the sex is important. You know, remember Layla healed incredibly fast because she's a female.
She sure did, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where Kobe, it was 3 years. Her was more like 3 months.
He started too.
You know what I mean? So it depends. But the point we're making is that the children can get better, and Kobe is definitely a case study of that happening. You know, and regardless and he's doing phenomenal right now. He's still gonna get better, because when I came in, I noticed he was struggling with certain combinations of letters, like the THR sound. That's something that my son struggled with at some point. It's gonna get better, you know, as he continues to heal. You know.
Yeah. The food is still something too. Yeah.
Okay, so that was an issue I wanted to bring up. So he is.
He's eating a little more than
He eat a little more, but he still eat the same combinations. You know.
He'll try.
He'll try, but then you go,
Right, and that's one of the things.
But in terms of being social, he might come on. What is that? You know, what does it taste like? You know, let me taste the piece and figure out if I want it.
Now he's done that. He's never done that before. Like, let me taste the piece to see if you
Like he's willing to try.
That's and that's a big deal. That leads to the post that I made recently about Dakhari, trying something that he hadn't tried
yeah.
based on the new drink that we just made. So we know that the new drink gets deeper into the body and causes a greater reduction in the pathogen load, and that can lead to opening up the palate, like we've seen with Kobe before. Like he has tried new things in the past based on what was on the protocol, and sometimes that regresses, and then sometimes he overcomes it as well. So we know that we just have to push it further into getting a better drink and protocol so that we can get more healing out of the children. And I think it's possible, you know. So it's been 3 years. You guys, like we normally, did you want to say what you are doing this weekend,
yeah.
Angie?
Tomorrow we're going to the VIE Vaccine Injury Education for
Zoom
all the
up on
kids
that.
that have been affected and injured by vaccines. We'll be walking in Washington, D.C. on tomorrow. We're going to go to the mall and hold a rally there with the Vax bus team and watch the new Vax movie too, and meet with Dale Bigtree and Robert Jr. So I'm excited about that because I got a ticket to fly and go and join with the group of women I just met online. To raise awareness for all our kids that's been injured in vaccine hurt, and some who have passed away. So we're going like a memorial for that and to raise awareness.
And I want to add though, you have a special mission, Andrew. So you're not just raising awareness about vaccine injury. You're raising awareness about the vaccine healing that we were able to get with COVID. So it's a little more because. It's and that's the message that's not very clear out there about how do you go about getting the healing.
It's not, and it's really sad to see, and it's just God put on my heart to just really just be a catalyst in that movement to get the word out. Like some people just haven't even heard that it's possible that their child could do a little better than where they are now, or a lot better. Yes, you can maximize the autistic potential.
I like that plug, yeah.
And go from like he was being in special education classes to he's in typical first grade now.
And doing not just in the class, but he's excelling at that class.
Excelling at the top of the class. Yes, very, very well. So reading and everything. And so my goal is that I wanted to bring awareness to the to everyone, but especially I think my heart is with the Black community, because we don't have a voice in that area that's speaking out, that's raising awareness, where you can get information and you can start a healing process somewhere, you know. So eventually I think God is tying it all together, where with our team that we have here, if we could pass along people to you to get the information, then I think that's what my role is. Going all the way to Washington, I'm going to meet the president, and he's going to understand that our community needs
Give the president
help.
a card, one of our business cards.
I